Hello everyone. So this is a new session in NodeJS where we will be starting a mini project sort of application. In this application, we'll be learning how to create a chatting app. This chatting app can be between one-to-one user or it can be between one-to-many user. And for this application, we will be using a library that is Socket.io library. So we'll learn today how to develop this application and we'll also learn what are the libraries, what are the features, how to implement it in our application. Everything is step by step. So first, let me show you how to, what are we going to learn in this project. So whenever we start this application, it will ask for the username. Suppose I enter Raj on one machine. This is Raj. And on the other machine, I enter Ravi. Okay. So now if Ravi will enter hello Raj. So you can see message from Ravi is coming here. I'm good. Suppose it's typing. So that is going to the other machine. So this is how we can chat between two users. We can also create rooms wherein a group of users can chat between themselves. For all these facilities, there is a Shopee.io library that we can use in our application. So let us come to the program, Visual Studio Code, and we'll see how to use it. First of all, let us see the facility that we are using in this, that is Socket.io library. So Socket.io is a very popular library from real-time web applications that run on Node.js. Simplifies the real-time bi-directional communication. That means two user can send and receive at the same time between clients, that is usually web browsers and the server. Yeah, the overview of the role of socket that we'll be learning in Node.js. So, what are the facilities that we'll be using from the socket.io libraries? Real-time communication. By real-time communication means socket.io enables real-time communication between the server and the client. It establishes a persistent connection. Persistence means the connection that remains there until you disconnect it. Between the server and the client, there is a connection established, and you can go on sending and receiving messages until you disconnect the connection. And it allows the users to send and receive data in real time without the need to refresh the web page. We will not be refreshing the web page. Here you can see in the browser again, as soon as we type something, we do not refresh. It automatically goes to the other party at the same instant. So if whatever value is being entered by one user, that will be received by the other user at the same instant. So this is called the real-time communication. Then it is an event-driven model. That means we can create some events for the items that we are using, like let's say the button, text boxes, we can use to create the front end, and we can also add some events like button click event to create an application. It allows you to define custom events, that is user-defined events as per your requirement on both the server and the client. We'll understand what is the server and the client, and then emit and listen for those events. Emit means sending message. Listens means receiving message. There is a technical term emit. Emit means sending message, and listen means receiving the message that is sent by one user. This makes it easy to implement real-time functionality such as chat application, live updates, like in cricket match, we can uh, uh, create an application to update the scorecard of the matches that is going on. Then we can also send notifications with the help of this Secret.io library. Broadcasting is one feature. Broadcasting means when we are creating a chat group, whenever one user sends message, it is received by all the people in that particular group or in that particular room. That is called broadcasting. Broadcasting means the server can send message to all connected clients to a specific group of clients. This is useful for scenarios where you want to push updates to multiple clients at the same time simultaneously. Then we can create rooms and namespaces. Then it is very easy to scale our product. Scale means to increase more functionality or to decrease some functionality. It is very easily done in the Windows.io library, and it is cross-border compatible. That means it is compatible between different types of browser that we use. In summary, Socket.io is a crucial library for enabling real-time communication in Node.js applications. It simplifies the process of building interactive and responsive web applications that require live updates and instant messaging services, making it a very valuable tool for the developers working on various types of projects, including chat applications, online gaming, collaborative tools, and many more. So we'll start with our app that is a chat application between one client and which will communicate with the server, and server will be sending that message to all the members in that particular group. So how to use, what are the steps to be followed? I'll show you step by step, and then we'll learn and implement it with some more features. So what are the different steps that will be performed? I have mentioned every step neatly and precisely. So first of all, as in all Node.js application, we have to create a project. By creating a project, we means you have to create a folder and you have to open Visual Studio Code, and then you have to perform the npm init functionality. As soon as we perform the npm init functionality, this command is executed from the terminal. As soon as this command is executed from the terminal, what this package.json file is created. So it created package.json file. This we have done in all the node applications that we have done up till now. Then in the second step, we'll create an index file. Then we'll create a CSS file, and we will create a JavaScript files. The index file will be used as a interface. The CSS file will design that interface, and JavaScript file will be handling all the events that are required. The functionality will be implemented using JavaScript, and the index file will be used as a front end, and CSS file will be used to or develop or design the content properly. Now, how to implement it? After creating the folder and after creating a page using npm init command, we have to create a public folder. So this is a public folder. We know how to create a public folder. And in the public folder, what we do, we create the all the resources that are being used, like images, JavaScript, etc. So we will be using a plan.js file, and we'll be using a style.css file, and these two files will be kept in the public folder. So this public folder will create two files. One is the client.js file. All the functionality of sending and receiving message by the client will be stored here. Then we'll have a style.css for the front-end design. Now, after that, we have to install some more package. As we know, we have to install Express. We have to install NodeMon if we want that the server should not be refreshed every time some changes is to be made. Then we require this. Then we'll create a Express server. That for the Express server, we create server.js file or app.js file, whatever. Here is the server that we will be requiring for this particular application. Server.js is the file from where we run our program. Now, we have to make some very small changes in the package.json, in this file package.json, in the script here. In the script, we have to mention that we'll be using nodemon and we'll be using server is the name of the starting program. So in the script, we have to mention the development environment, that is nodemon, and the server.js. This is the server.js that we are mentioning here. If this is app.js, we have to write app.js here. So after creating, now we have to run the program on localhost 300 will be running. We'll see how to design the screens. The screen designing is done with the help of style.css. Then we have to install socket.io and set up the software.io package and create the client. How these things will be done. We'll see each of them one by one. Then we have to create some functionality for the server, and then the client will send and receive the message. Before we move on to the programming part, I'd like to share the architecture of the client server application, the chat application, whatever, suppose there are two or three users in the group that are using the application for something, there can be minimum two. So, and there can be maximum n number. So, whenever someone is sending a message, all those message goes to the server. Here, server is the server.js file. And here client or the user is the client.js file that we have kept in the public folder. And here server.js file will be receiving information from any user that is sending some information, and then it will broadcast the message to all the user. If there is only one user, it will be sent to that particular user. If there is a multiple user, it will be sent to all the users in that particular server. So this is what is required. This is the architecture. There has to be a server.js file. This server.js file will be receiving all the information from all the users, and then it will be sending that information from one user to all other users. There can be only one. There can be only one user apart from the one sending the message, or there can be many users, as in WhatsApp group, there are so many users. So whenever someone is sending a message, it is being received by all users. So let us come to the code part and see how it's working. Let us start with the server.js file. So what are the things that are need to be done? You can see, first of all, let us see step by step. Step number one. Step number one is to create a folder. We have created a folder by the name chat application, chat app. And then we have opened the Visual Studio Code. So this is available here. This you can see. Next is the command that we give, npm init. Where is this command given? This command is given on the terminal. So suppose this is not running at the moment. So whenever you start this, see, this is the chat app that we are developing. This is the folder that is shown here. Now we have to give the command npm init -y. As soon as you press the enter key, it will create the package.json file if the package.json file does not exist. So here we have the package.json file. And now here you see that in the script we have mentioned nodemon and server. So in the step number two, first step is done. In the step number two, we have to create index file. This is the index file that we have created. What is the content in this? We'll see them. Then the second file is the CSS file. You can see the style.css file. Then the third file is the JS file. This is the JS file. And all on these two, client.js and style.js, has to be kept in the public folder. How do we create a folder? Here is the option to create the folder. We'll go and create the folder. And inside that, we'll create these two files. And then there's the index.html file that is required, and then we will create server.js file. So these are the different types of files in different places. Next, we have to give the command npm I express npm I nodemon -t that we have given. Where we'll give this command, we'll write here npm I express. So this will install the express package. Then we'll give the command npm I nodemon. So this will start the nodemon. So up till here, step number 3 we have done. Now we are coming to step number 4. In step number 4, we have to make a little bit change in the script, package.json file script that we have already done or shown. Now we can run the npm run this development environment. So we can run npm and run dev. But before that, let us see what we have written in server.js. So in the server.js, in the step number 5, you know that we have to create a variable express. We have to create a variable app. Then this is new line that we are creating a server. Then we are creating a port number on which this will run. This will run on port number 3000. Here we have used process.environment.port. This is written so that whenever we will upload this application on the web server, we do not have to give the port number. You know that whenever our website is running live on web server, we do not give the port number. It automatically takes the port number from the server that it is available here. Then we have called the listen application. This port is running on port number 3000. So we give a message console.log port is running on 3000, and this is the smart codes. This is not the single code. This is a smart code. Here for is listening on, and in the smart codes, if we want to use the print the value of this variable, we use the dollar and the curly brackets. So it will mention port is listening, or the app is listening on port number this. The port being used is port in use is 3000. Then we use the express.static and rename, mention here the public folder so that all the client and the style.css is available. This also we have done. This is the same that we have done in all other applications. This is also we have done in the applications. Then we are creating a route. This is for the slash, so that whenever we run the application on port number 3000 on any browser, it will call the index.html file. And in the index.html file, whatever you will write will be displayed. Suppose in the index dot, if you see the index dot, there's the boilerplate of index.js. Here I write a users. So I write hey users welcome. Now when I run this application and I open any browser, see port in use is 3000. It is showing port in use is 3000 and it is connected. Two connected message is coming because there are two browsers at present that is open. So it is mentioning 2 times. Now, we'll come to where the connected message is coming from. But if at present, I'll open the browser on port number 3000, it is showing, hey, users, welcome. This is the message that is coming. From where this message is coming? This message is coming from here. And how this message is coming in between? Because there are some styles mentioned in this style.css. So I'll remove this message for now, and I'll discuss what we are doing here. So here we are creating the interface. Today we'll only see how to create the interface. So this is the interface. If you can see this, how we are creating the interface. We have created a div or a section. Div is the section. The name is chat section. Then in chat section, we have a div called the brand. This is just the name of the class that we'll be using. This is for the user at the top. We want to display some image. Maybe it is user photo that will be displayed, and then there's a chat message. If you come to the browser, and if you see at the top, this is the, let me start. See here, it is written chat. So this chat is coming from this H1. And above that chat, we have also used the image. Since have not placed the chat.png file in the public, we will be using the application. We can also put a chat.png or user.png. It will show the photo of the user. Then we have a second div. This is the second div. In this div, we have two parts. One is the message that is incoming message, and one is the message that is outgoing message. Here I have hard coded just to show that the incoming message and the outgoing message, how it is getting displayed. So if I open the browser, you can see one message is coming on the left and one message is coming on the right. This is the incoming message and this is the outgoing message. So there has to be one day for the incoming message, and then there will be one day for the outgoing message. And when we will be passing these messages at runtime, we will be uh, so when we will be passing this messages on runtime, we will be creating this div dynamically. How to create div dynamically, that we have to learn first. Since there's a advanced project, this cannot be completed in one session. This we have to learn in 2, 3 sessions. So in the interface, there is one div that is displaying the user photo and the chat heading. Then there is one div that will be showing the incoming messages and the outgoing messages. And Rohan and Rakesh here is the name of the user that will be displayed. So if you come to the browser, you see that uh, when we write something and send, there is a name of the user that is coming, and how this is getting input. You can see when we run the program, it first asks for the name. Suppose I give Raj. So that Raj is stored. And now when I write something, it will show that Raj is sending the message. This is the outgoing message. So let us come to the code once again. So in the user interface, this is the user interface, a very small user interface we have created with only 3 div section. One div is at the top, then there is another div. This is for the user incoming message and the outgoing message. And then there is a text area where we take input from the user. So we take input from the user. You can see at the bottom, we write something. This is the text area. So this is the value that is being taken here, and how these are getting displayed is shown in the style.css. So let us come to the style.css. In the style.css, you can see very simple styling is done. In the body, we have our display flex. You know why we use display flex? We use display flex to display something side by side. Then there is a line item center, justify content. You know for why we use justify content, background color, and font family. This is for the body. Then in the chat section, we have mentioned the width to be 800 pixel. The maximum width will be 90%, and the background color will be white as it is shown. Then in the brand, where we are showing the username, we are using padding, background display flex, so that it can display side by side, and the alignment is center. Then the name of the user in the H1 is in uppercase, and it is showing in this color. The margin is left. The message area, if you can see in the message area, no new attribute is being used. All these attributes we have already discussed in the CSS that we have studied. So in the message area, the height is there, padding is there, display is there, flex direction is column. And there's one new thing, overflow by. Uh, and this is auto. If we do not use this overflow by, what will happen? Uh, if we do not use this, then it will, if you come here, if you refresh, this is going outside. You can see this is going outside the container. Uh, If we use that particular attribute, then all these things, all these message will remain inside the container. You can see it is going outside the container. So if I come here and if I just control Z, and now if we go and refresh it and see if I give some message, it is all inside the container. You can see all the messages inside the container. For this, we have used one new attribute in the CSS, that is overflow. Now in the text area, all the same attributes that we use in the incoming message, outgoing message, uh, every attribute that we are using flex, we are using position. You know why we are using position? This is top minus 20. What does this top minus 20 do? It will display the name on the top. It will display the name on the top of the that chat box. So we have discussed this position. We have discussed the stop. So I'll stop this session here, and you have to just create this chat application interface, and then we'll learn the socket dot library functions in the coming session. Try to understand this. I'll share everything that we have discussed with you all. Again, it will also be available in the dashboard. So try to implement the user interface, and then we'll run uh, the functionality of the chat file in the coming session.